Chapter 19. Eavesdropping at the Cluck Cafe. The morning came early and unforgivingly. I blinked at the wan light coming from my window, frowning as I checked my wristwatch. "Oh, crud!" I moaned, flinging the blankets off me. I stumbled through my room, grabbing clothes and running a brush through my hair. Breakfast and makeup were non-existent as I raced through the house, collecting my house keys and purse on the way out. Needless to say, I was late. I had forgotten to set my alarm. Rushing, I pedaled as hard as my bike would let me, working up a slight sweat in the crisp, cool autumn morning. Quickly, I locked up my bike and raced through the back door of Cluck Cafe. Peeling off my coat, I exchanged it for a black apron and name tag. "Late," unnecessarily observed my coworker Tilly as she brushed past me to grab a box of cups from the shelf nearby. "Yeah," I agreed breathlessly. I tied my hair back into a ponytail before washing my hands. My alarm didn't go off. "How unexciting. I would rather hear you had an adult overnight guest who you slept in with after a torrid night of passion," complained Tilly as she headed for the front of the cafe. "I have an impressionable teenage daughter," I retorted as I followed Tilly. "There are no adult overnight guests in my house." There hadn't been passion for years, I wryly reflected. I had been too busy being a mom and trying to keep us solvent enough to eat. "You're boring," reiterated Tilly as she refilled the take-out cup station with supplies. "There isn't time for chit-chat," remarked our manager, Karen. Her sharp eyes gave me an irritated look as her thin lips pursed. "Your pay will be docked." I nodded and quickly got to work, helping to serve coffee and simple sandwiches, plus bakery treats to the long lineup of customers. Cluck Cafe was nestled in the downtown core, in a building probably 5 times older than me. It had wooden plank floors, light brick walls, and huge bay windows at the front. Inside, the owners had gone with a chicken theme. There were ceramic eggs and chickens on the counters, shelves, and even the bathrooms. A clock crowed on the hour. A hen and chicks graced our takeout pamphlets. Our breakfast menu was our main selling point, with several different types of egg sandwiches. Hours later, we slowed down a little, and I was clear of the 7 small tables in the coffee shop when I spotted Joan looking at the cups and travel mugs on the shelf near the till. "Hi, Joan," I greeted her. "Are you feeling better?" "Excuse me?" sharply questioned Joan as she abruptly turned towards me. A mug caught her scarf and toppled off the shelf. Stepping forward, I caught the mug before it could fall to the floor. I set it back on the shelf before replying. "I hope you're feeling better. I assume you were sick since you missed the dress rehearsal for the cemetery tour. It's not like you to not be there." "Oh," sighed Joan, her shoulders relaxing before she quickly agreed with me. "Yes, I am feeling better. I had a sore throat and couldn't speak." "Well, I'm glad your voice is back," I smiled. "We need you for sure for the actual tour." "I will be there," nodded Joan. She swiftly grabbed a random water bottle from the shelf. "I better go pay for this. I lost mine somewhere and need a new one." "Have a good day," I automatically said as Joan brushed past me to the till to purchase her item. Joan had always been a bit abrupt, but I found her to be more rude than normal. Perhaps she was late to get somewhere. I shrugged and kept on with my work, not thinking much more about it. However, Joan had given me an idea. Finding Tilly in the back, I asked her a question. "Has Sue been in and purchased a water bottle within the last week?" I knew Tilly was full-time at the cafe. She also had a wicked memory, which is why very few people could play cards with her anymore. If anyone would know if Sue had purchased another water bottle to replace her broken one, it would be Tilly. No," frowned Tilly as she washed a bowl in the sudsy sink. "Why?" "Just curious." Quickly, I left to go back to cleaning tables out front. I didn't need Karen catching me talking rather than working. Wiping the surface of the next table, I noticed Maisie Alderson talking to one of her girlfriends, Tammy Farley, at a nearby table. I didn't mean to overhear what she was talking about, but it was difficult since the two were talking in stage whispers, which carried through the cafe now there was a lull in the crowd since the lunch rush was over. What was his name again? Asked Tammy. Carson, Chris, Cameron? I think it might have been Carden, nodded Maisie as she sipped her mocha latte. He was such an evil little man. I knew it when he put in my home security system. I should never have let Dave talk me into having him in the house. Why do you say he was evil? The poor man is dead now. It's not right to speak ill of the dead, pouted Tammy as she leaned forward to catch the gossip from Maisie. Well, you didn't have him in your house since your John was too cheap to put in a house system, pointed out a superior Maisie. I know because I talked to the little man, and he had just emanated a bad vibe. Now he's dead, and I can't say I'm surprised. It's what happens to those types of people. I heard from Stephanie Pesky that he was a perfectly normal sort of person, sniffed Tammy. She took a large bite out of her apple turnover, pastry flaking around her mouth and down her shirt front. She ought to know since Wendell is handling the investigation. Maisie gave her a look of disgust. Whether over Tammy's contradictory remark or the mess that Tammy was making, I didn't know. Realizing I had been cleaning the same table for a good couple of minutes, I switched over to another a little further away. It didn't prevent me from hearing Maisie, who slyly questioned Tammy. Did Stephanie Pesky happen to say if Wendell found Carl's computer yet? Thank you for listening. Did you know that I'm going to start offering writing courses? These will be practical, hands-on, becoming an author business classes. We are going to cover topics such as writing craft, editing, design, how to market, and behind the scenes, actual financials as well. So if you're interested, these classes are coming in January of 2025. I look forward to seeing you there.